Hi, everyone, and welcome to Connections for Life, your gas utility weekly update show. As you guys can tell, we got a couple extra faces in the crowd with us. Today is going to be our ideation of a mashup with Coffee with Jim and James and UPSCO's Connections for Life.
Hey, it is great to be here. This is a very special Coffee with Jim and James episode 2. When I think about this, I think about how Starsky met Hutch, how Cagney met Lacey, how Daryl Hall met whatever that guy's name was. I'm not sure, Daryl Hall, whatever. But anyway, that's it. But anyway,
do you have any references that are relevant from like the 90s, 2000s?
90s forward? Yeah.
That's what
you were like, all right, got it. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Go ahead, Starsky.
So anyways, it's great to be here. I think what we should do, we have a lot of familiar faces amongst us here, but maybe a lot of us don't know each other as in depth. So James, I'm going to hand it over to my partner, and why don't we do some intros just to get to know us a little bit more as people, not just as the energy industry that most of us know us as. So James, take it away, my friend.
You bet. Thanks, Jimmy. And thanks to UPSCO's guys for letting me join today. I don't know who vetted this, but you may want to think about it. And also, Jim, you said it was episode 2. I know they all blend together when we're in pandemic, but I don't know what episode this is. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mistaken. Yep.
My name is James.
We got no clue how many episodes we're on either, just so you know.
I understand that. Well, my name is James Cross. I'm the VP of Brand at EWN. I'm also a dad, a husband, a teammate at EWN. Honestly, my passion is in branding. My background didn't really put me in this industry in the beginning, but kind of like what we say in Texas, I got here as fast as I could, right? So I'm an IT nerd at heart, and I'll probably always be. I was in IT for a long time. But kind of seeing how I could lend my skill set to this industry has really, made a difference for me. So I'm also a terrible golfer. I don't know who can relate to
too.
that.
Join the club.
I'm probably an equally terrible fisherman, but neither stopped me from having a good time doing it. But guys, I'm super pumped to be here.
That's awesome.
Thanks for letting us mash this up today. Joe?
Yeah. So, yeah, cool, awesome. Obviously, we're super excited to have you guys on board. It's interesting kind of how this is all materialized, right? How we started from this beginning.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah,
he just referenced Drake. Oh my gosh. There's the 2000 reference for you, Joe, that you needed.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, that's priceless.
I know. So anyways, but for those of you that don't know me, I'm Joe Soretta. I'm the business development manager at UPSCO. I've been there for about 10 years. Much like James, I'm a father to 3 little girls. They're near and dear to my heart. And this whole COVID thing's just been kind of crazy. It's been an interesting change of pace in how we do business and how we work. And, it's kind of brought some things back to reality, I guess is a good way to put it. So it's good to have familiar faces and friends and to see you guys every week. Used to doing it in person, but having the ability to do it here and sharing the stories with everybody has been great. So that's it. I mean, most of you guys know me, or at least have heard of me or stories. So I'll pass it along to whoever's next. I think it's Chado, maybe.
I'll go next. So my name's Chad Kuvo, obviously. I'm the here we go again. Appalachian Regional.
Chad can't say Appalachian.
No. You'd think I wouldn't be allowed to have the job if I can't say the word. I'm the Appalachian Regional Sales Manager for UPSCO. I've been in the industry, scary as it is, since I'm 20 years old, for about 20 years. Always kind of based around the utilities a little bit. I grew up essentially working my first 7 or 8 years in a coating facility in Pennsylvania, pipe coating facility that we sold pipe to, or soap coating essentially to all the utilities. And eventually moved over to this side. I've learned a lot since I've been at UPSCO for about 6 years now. Like you guys, I'm also a father. I have a son and a daughter. My son got drafted in the OHL. He's a heck of a hockey player. Hopefully one day he makes it farther.
Logan Kuvo, for everybody that doesn't know, that's his name. You're going to hear him again.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Hopefully. So, and I have a daughter who's awesome too, who's 13. So it's like Joe said, COVID's really kind of changed the dynamic of everything. And I've I've actually been able to become kind of a dad a little bit more than I would be able to.
100%.
I haven't been home for more than a week in about 12 years, like at a clip, and now I've been here for 8.
There's always a
Wow.
silver lining, right?
There really
That's kind
is.
of the silver lining.
Yep.
It's been cool.
It is, and I you know, it's crazy. It's awesome to be in this industry. Other than that, I wanted to pass it over to Jim. I always love what he has to say.
Yeah.
Get 'em, Jimmy.
That makes one
No
of us.
pressure after that intro, by the way.
And you know me, since I'm shy and timid, I don't like to speak a lot. But over the next 45 minutes, I'm just kidding. Executive Director of Strategic Alliances. Yes, Ted, that is a lot on my business card.
Yeah.
It really means I do a lot of what we're doing right here, connect the dots. Friends, I have thousands of friends in the energy industry. I've been in the energy industry for 20 years. It started actually in my family with my great-grandfather in the oil fields of Oklahoma that are actually part of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
family. So that goes back way generations.
Texas tea.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I am a father. I am a grandfather. I am a fiance.
Ooh.
I have
That's a fancy word for you.
Congratulations. I didn't know that.
That was almost as hard. That was almost.
I knew
as
that.
hard for
I
him
knew
to
that.
say as appellation.
Maybe. Yeah, right.
It's gonna be weird when he has a different last name, isn't it?
Well, I might maybe make a shameless plug because she's been in the industry for longer than me for 21 years.
Yes, she has.
Tammy Bomia with NRI Clock Spring.
Named
Yes, that is true. We are
Yeah.
engaged, and you know, and that's
Is this a public coming out? Whoa!
Wow.
Public coming out party? Jim Bomia?
This
well,
is
you know
the
what?
comments are exploding, right?
See, it's going viral right now.
Oh,
No.
I did. Hey, I did that at a conference one time. I was at some conference and I announced it. All of a sudden, her phone started to blow up. She was 1,000 miles away, and she's like, and all of a sudden, my phone. She's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm getting phone calls and texts from like 40
Wait until the internet gets a hold of it.
Yeah, right.
Anyways,
No,
that's
that's
fun.
awesome. That's really cool. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Pass
And
that along to Tam too. As you know, we've been good friends with Tammy for a long time. So.
yeah, everybody knows her, so it's she's well ingrained and well respected in the industry, and it's great to have her as a partner. We do a lot of fun stuff together. We like to do things outdoors, work in the gardens. When we're not working, we like to just kind of enjoy God's gifts to us. So
That's right.
Awesome, brother.
That's right.
I think we've all taken notice a little bit more too of those gifts.
I think she's walking on that beach back there. Look.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think she's on a video call too, knowing her. So anyway,
You and the
It's
beach.
the way to do it.
let me hand it over to Ted. Go
All
ahead.
right. So my name is Ted Pete. I'm I guess the infant in the industry and the giants that I'm surrounded by here. I've only been in the industry since September of 2018. Prior to that, I had 5 or so years in manufacturing sales after 10 years as an electrical contractor. And I spent my early years after high school in the United States Marine Corps. I happened to gain a bum knee injury in that, and that made the contracting career get a little short. But it was God leading me to the path that I had to be on to get into this industry. Because I'll tell you what, when you join the energy industry, people, if you're looking for a career that is sustainable and that is so much fun to be a part of, I have enjoyed, I have found my home for the rest of my career, and I know that. So I can't say enough about it. While I've only been in here 18, 20 months, whatever it is great. With that said,
Ted, we got to let you know we're going to have to let you go today.
This is really this is an intervention.
This was
this is an interview. Oh gosh, again? No.
This is your 4th intervention this week. Yes.
I think that means I have an issue. But
Mostly that you have us as friends, but yes.
That's my biggest issue. It makes you a really insecure person when you got to talk to somebody like that, and you're getting, hey Joe, can I get feedback on this? If you ask him for that.
That's funny.
So, but no, I've been in the industry since September of 2018. I started out as the upstate New York regional sales manager with Chad, and then I've actually now, as of the end of 2019, I took over our utility contractor division, and I'm the manager of our sales team that services utility contractors. In my personal life, I am a husband of a wonderful, wonderful saint named Eileen who put up with my formative years of being an idiot and being a young dumb
I
Marine.
forgot about to say that about Lindsay. Damn it.
Yeah, she's a
Thanks,
saint
Ted.
too. Yeah,
You
I got
can't
you.
now you've
Now you just, hey, I can't wait. I'm sharing this and
Look
tagging
terrible.
Lindsay, just so you
Go
know.
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah. So we have two wonderful children. We have a 13-year-old son, Nicholas, who is a good little basketball player and a pretty great kid overall. And then I have my pride and joy, my little baby girl, my 12-year-old daughter, Christina, who pretty much has had me wrapped around her finger since the day she was born. She is a superb runner who I love just following her around the country as she runs all over the place.
She's nationally ranked too, right, Ted?
She is.
Yeah,
She's
awesome.
one of the best 12-year-old girls in the nation.
That's awesome.
She's top 300. Yeah, I think she's 271 in the nation.
That's cool.
I'm again very, very blessed with all the things God's given us. Again, I don't know too much else really about what people don't. I'm not that interesting anymore. I'm kind of old and boring now. But what we want to get to now, I think.
That means you should move on.
Yeah, thank you. What we're going to do now is tell why we all got together and are doing this mashup. And because with two different companies within the same industry, both of us kind of had a similar idea of like, hey, we've got to make sure we stay relevant. We got to make sure that we stay in front of our customer base, that whether they're getting product or getting information or getting things specifically from us, we want them to still see Chad and still see James and still see Joe and myself and whatnot. So we created this little show, and we really had no idea. Was it going to be training? Was it going to be casual? And it's morphed. I mean,
I'm not
you
sure.
can
We don't have any idea what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Likewise.
we kind of add things in there, and
Yeah.
I think whenever I talk to Ted and Joe, which I do every week, we talk about
we talk a little more than once a week.
Well, yeah, you're right, but we talk about the word connections, and Jim uses that word a lot. And connections for life is UPSCO's tagline number one. But as we get into every one of these meetings, or whenever we have somebody on, they use the word connections constantly. And it's because we are connecting the dots. And Jim, when you came on our show last week, and you had this idea for this mashup, it's literally taken two different sides of the industry. What UPSCO does is nothing like what you guys do, but they relate.
It's all interwoven.
They relate so well, and the people relate, and the stories relate. And I think that's the whole point of our show, is to try and connect those dots for people, not even so much for the products we're selling or the customers we're trying to stay in front of, but that's how I feel. And I know Joe feels the same way, and I know he literally probably would say almost the same things. So Joe, if I know we want to talk a little bit about where our shows came from. You and I and Ted kind of came up with the idea, so give us your thoughts too.
Yeah, I don't know. You knuckleheads said that you guys wanted to start taping your faces, so I said, yeah, let's go, right? So here we are.
No, I originally didn't even want to be on camera. I just wanted to direct the thing, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't figure out how to blur you out and have that all happen, so here
we
you
can do
are.
it now, though.
But no, I mean, it was again, as you guys said, and you guys summed it up perfectly. I don't have to really add much to it. It's just, we don't know what it is. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know if it'll continue. We have some ideas once we go back to work, what that looks like and how we can kind of change and add things to make it relevant and interesting, and that's really what we'd like it to do also. I mean, as interesting as I think I am, I don't think people want to tune in for 15, 20 minutes just to listen to me babble on. So, the content is really important as well. And it's tough. It's tough to get the content, right? You kind of struggle with it. Like, what are we going to talk about this week? Because we just did it the other day.
Yeah.
And with everything kind of, slowed down, there's not a whole lot of going on, right? So you're kind of digging for stories and information and people and conversations.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the coolest thing about all this, man, is that I get to talk to my friends that I probably normally wouldn't have been talking to if I wasn't doing this. I have so many guys that I see and girls that I see on the trade show kind of circuit. We kind of chase each other around. We chase each other around the country, right? And we're friends, and it's cool to get to see all you guys again. So I mean, that for me is talk about the connections piece. It was more of a friendship thing for me, and being able to just just keep communicating with the people that I care about and that are important to me. So, that's kind of my 2 cents.
Joe, you kind of hit on what I was going to say about ours is Ours
Yes.
honestly started. Yeah, you nailed it. So I'll just shut
First
this
time ever.
down.
First time ever, James.
One time. You
One
wasted
time.
it.
At band camp.
This actually started for us because honestly, every morning, Jim and I would get on a phone call, and we try to say that during every episode. Jim and I, because it's the weirdest thing ever. But we would get on a phone
Yes,
call.
there's a teenage boy sneaking in the back room and Chad's waving him off. Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes. That's why the show is great, guys.
That's why I
because
love
it's
real
real
life.
life.
We
It's
are
real
live.
life right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that was
Jim-
great. You were trying to move the camera and wave him. Oh, it was awesome.
Sorry, James.
James, what were you
Good,
saying
man,
there?
good. Obviously, we're live. We won't even edit that out.
No,
No.
absolutely not. That makes it.
I wouldn't even know how to edit that out.
So Jim and I used to get on phone calls every morning, and when this pandemic started, honestly, it was more therapy than work related. It seemed like, and I was telling Jim, I said, man, we just got to get out there. There's so many people that feel exactly the way we do, and the conversations always went down a path, and it was honestly just about how we were feeling and what was going on, and the struggle of it all. And so I said, Jim, let's just get on. He's trying to overthink it a little bit. Like, we got to produce this thing. We got to do all
We
this
did that.
stuff. And I was like, Jim, let's just get on a Zoom call and we'll record it. And we just talked.
See what happens, right?
And honestly, I would say the need kind of turned more into therapy. And just being here today in the prelim of this whole thing, for those that don't know, that happens every time before these calls. And then the actual call, to talk about it on the show. I think it helps me. It helps my mentality. I know it helps Jim. I've seen it. And hopefully it helps others. And that's
You talk about the pre-call. Like, one of the funniest things we had happen was, like, in one of our pre-calls, we forgot to prep the guests, and we were like, listen, when we say goodbye and stuff, you don't have to hang up.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
like, all right,
We're done. Click.
thanks for coming on the show, guys. And I hit the stop record button, right? And they hung
they're
up. They were gone.
And we're like,
We're like, wait a minute, that's not how it's supposed to work. These prelim calls, we had to figure all this stuff out. That was great stuff right there.
No, I just want to add to yours, James. Like, it's like a cathartic thing. You're right. I mean, every day I get on the phone with Chad. I mean, it's almost always Chad, and we talk about what's going on and about our day, and a lot of it's just BS.
Yeah,
but it's keeping you in a relationship and talking and instead of just staring at the walls, and for us, people that are out, like, I always joke, and I hope anybody finds some humor in this, but I always joke that I'm not allowed to go in the office because I'm an outside dog. I'm not allowed indoors, right? and that's how we are. We're outside dogs. So to have to be chained up inside and all the time, it was really difficult the first few weeks for a lot of people, specifically.
I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
But
Name that movie. No?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the other
like
guys.
Jim probably would know that.
Yeah, right.
The other guys, Mark Wahlberg. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
90s.
Jim, I can see you really thriving and off of that conversation and this type of thing, as we all do, but you even more. You're just such an outgoing, such a guy that loves to be around other people and to learn about other people.
You're an outside dog, and that's just it's.
Well, yeah, and you're absolutely right, and I praise and give thanks to James for helping me with this, because you're right, Chad. I live my life on the road in front of 5, 10, 50 people, having conversations, connecting the dots. Somebody comes up to me, hey, Jim, do you know anybody that does this? Yeah, I do.
The switchboard.
Yeah.
You're the switchboard.
And that comes back because that's what this industry is based on. We keep saying connections and relationships, and it really is true. The people that have been in this for long term, and Ted, you're going to have a wonderful long career in this.
So Joe fires me.
At least
I don't have the power. Or you'd be gone already.
Threaten me with a good time.
Having those relationships and having those interconnections. I can't tell you, like, every day James is like last night somebody said, do you know anybody at blah, blah, blah pipeline? I'm like, I used to, or this or that, or, we got that interaction. And it makes you feel good when you can help people, because, it may seem like a micro example, but when you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together in micro, where you're helping a lot of the industry move in the right direction and up,
Yeah.
it is very fulfilling, and it is a very relationship-based industry. It's
It is.
It's a great way to put
It's
it.
crazy how small it was to me. Like
It's a really big small industry, right?
is.
yeah, like it's global, but like if you talk to certain people in different parts of the country and you're like, hey, do you know what a guy for? Well, there's 4 guys in the country who are amazing at that, and they are ba 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 ba, and everybody knows them. It's like
Yeah.
wow.
It's
Yep.
a small industry.
And I don't know if you guys ran into it, but you know, one of our struggles in the beginning when we did it, we were like, who on earth is going to want to come on
Right.
the show?
Joe was like,
on,
nobody's
Ned.
gonna watch that.
We're still figuring it out.
Yeah. And after we put out the first one, which really was just me and Jim talking, right? Just therapeutically.
Yeah.
We were Jim was flooded with calls, you know.
Yeah, I want to get on. Come on. Can I get on? Yeah, we did
Right.
too. It was nuts.
and
Like,
So
who wants to
weird.
talk to us, right? I can't. It's crazy, but
I feel like I pulled the wool, you know, over somebody's eye.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know what
funny.
we're doing. Obviously, we don't know what we're doing. Here we are,
But
Listen.
I think there's some genuineness in that, you know, and I think that people can relate. And
look
And
at
I
that
think
Did we
hat.
just have a hat change?
Represent.
Whoa.
Figured I was about halfway through. I give him a little representation.
you got
Nice,
a little,
that's good
gave him
stuff
a
right there.
little tire pump there. Pump,
Okay.
pump. There you
I
go.
just got to say, though, hold on a second. The idea is that wasn't planned, Chad wearing that hat. He got that at a conference sometime back, like the hat, has it in his arsenal
Yeah.
in Ohio.
The best part is I didn't ask for the hat. I took it.
I got the EWN hat. I like it. And that goes back to James, our brand guru.
You do a fantastic job, James. Seriously, you put out some amazing stuff. We always if there's anybody, I've been doing this.
Are you
for
looking
10
for any
years.
part-time stuff?
I've been doing this for 10 years, James, and I go to trade shows probably 10, 12, 15. I don't even know how many times a year, and I don't take anything home from
Me
trade
either.
shows, but I have this.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Well,
the
I
only
mean,
stuff I take
seriously.
is your stuff. I
It's
swear.
crazy.
It was kind of funny when I joined EWN and assumed that role. You know, we did what everybody else did. We had the standard hat, standard logo, you know,
Yeah.
polo with like what Jim's wearing right now. No offense.
That was
Yeah,
it.
Jim.
Honestly,
The bowling shirt.
as we started talking to people, especially internally, it was like we couldn't even get our own people to wear our own stuff. And I go, well, let's make stuff that we want to wear. And then,
Yeah.
funny enough, once we did that, everybody else wanted to wear it too.
I want one of
Simple
those hats.
concept. It's pretty
You
simple.
guys have really cool stuff. Yeah.
Hey,
I wanna-
Hopefully my boss is watching.
We should get a coffee with Jim and James on one side, and then all of our idiot faces on
Ours
the
will
other.
be just stick figures.
I'll draw them on in Sharpie.
do you
Well,
know
I
how
like the idea of Larry Moe and Curly on the coffee mugs, and then our connections for life.
So guys, we we gave the intros, we talked a little bit how we got here. What about moving forward? How do you guys see this thing moving forward, and what does it look like?
I'm
Joe,
glad that
Joe,
you asked that.
Joe, you go first.
That's
Joe.
what I was thinking. I was like, well, let's all like prognosticate a little bit and see
Yeah.
what we think.
That's a
Like,
big
How do you
word.
see this 5-person show moving forward? No,
I
Um,
quit.
As far as just show standpoint, you know, we did talk about some ideas, like doing some when we go to trade shows, doing some like live conversations and recording those.
Setting up a live podcast.
Yeah, right.
Same thing.
Sports.
Yep.
And then we talked about doing maybe going to just some, you know, because we do have a contractor division as well, and they do a lot
Yeah.
with tooling and equipment and a lot of on-site things. So we had discussed maybe doing some videos and things that we could snip in and kind of educational as we roll that out. I think it's kind of limitless. We don't really have any.
It is.
You know,
The tough part is
volunteers.
if we start going back to regular, our regular scheduled programming, it's a tough thing to do. So what we've been trying to do is still trying to get a lot of information, trying to bank interviews, and we have to keep going. We can't stop now. We've grown so much momentum that it would be stupid to stop. And
Plus, it's too much fun.
Yeah, it
really
really
is a lot of
is.
fun.
It
We
is
do have a lot of
fun. Let's
to
be
do.
honest. I have a ball with this.
I've had
Yeah,
more fun
it's-
today than a lot of days. I won't lie.
And the
Awesome,
banter
man.
that we
Thank
get
you.
within the people in our company or within people in the industry. Like there's some folks that I never spoke to or anything like that were like, you guys are killing it on that show. It's fun to watch and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
sure that it's
Never been high
happened to you
before.
guys. I had people reach out to me and be like, just that's awesome. You know, people that aren't even like in the natural gas industry. And I'm like,
It's almost like a normalcy
Cool.
thing too. It's kind of, I'm sure it's for you, Jim. Like you said, you're out there, you're seeing 5, 10, 50 people. We are the same too. But all we did was take this show and try and provide what we would provide people in front of them through a show that anybody can get that information that we would try and share.
Yep.
And I think that's the same thing you guys have done, especially Jim, you are, and take this as one of the best comments you could get from me, a switchboard of the industry. And that's what we kind of call it. And that's what we all aspire to be. I mean, I don't aspire to be a great sales guy. I'll be a great sales guy
Thank
because
God.
I can lead people.
I appreciate that comment and that
I
compliment.
was going to keep going. No, Jim, you cut me off now. Now I got to yell, Joe.
Jim, how many connections do you have on LinkedIn?
I know how many.
7,600 and something
Yeah.
like that.
how many did you pay for?
Only like 7,395.
See, I only have like 400, I think. I don't.
But Jim,
Not
yeah.
after this episode, guys.
No, I know. Jim's.
I have
really,
seen
though,
a
you
huge
are
uptick
you are
in
a
that,
switchboard.
since the show.
Yeah, you are a switchboard, and take that as the best compliment that any of us could probably give you. It's really a unique thing to be around long enough and to know enough people, end users as well as suppliers and things like that, to be able to put those pieces together. And that's always a neat thing and interesting. And
I have to ask you guys, where do you guys see your show?
Yeah.
Like, what do you see, a month or 3 months or a year down the road looking like?
Probably canceled after this.
Expired.
The pilot didn't get it. The pilot didn't get picked up, huh?
No.
It's like sometimes
What are you gonna
matching
do with
two
all
things.
what are you gonna do with all the swag you guys bought? The cups, the
gonna do with
t-shirts,
all
the
the money?
hoodies.
Yeah, when the money starts pouring in, I think we'll just, lay low and probably move to Florida.
When the sponsors
Wait a minute.
start showing up.
Yeah,
In Florida. Are you going to move in with me, James?
You're
or
gonna
what?
move to New York, Jim.
Jim,
You're gonna move to New York. James is gonna move to Florida.
No, I think what you guys said is right along the lines of what we're talking about. At some point, we hope and pray we'll be back out there in the wild, and those to me seem even easier, right? You can just go live, right?
Yeah.
I think those are slam dunks. As we've seen clients and more people get involved and watching these, I think the ideas kind of stem from those conversations, whether it be, like you said, we're a training company. So it's easy for us to supplant that stuff in there as needed. Jim, what do you think?
I would agree with that, and I really like the idea of me being a social person. What I think Joe hit on was being at conferences and being able to do an impromptu right away. You come up with some great conversation, say, hey, we should do this, or we should go live because somebody could use this information. It could be a quick 3-minute blurb.
And those conversations are happening all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that to be part of my arsenal because, again, if I could be that switchboard and record something real quick and then disseminate it out, all the better for me,
Isn't that great and how technology allows us to do that now?
Yeah.
I mean, just if you think about
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, just in the not so distant past, like when did the first iPhone come out? 06, 07?
Yeah.
Like,
15 years.
think about where technology has brought us now, where we can be at each other's fingertips in seconds globally.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's
And
crazy.
it's going to keep getting better, though, Ted. It's going to keep getting better and easier, and we're going to be able to utilize it a lot easier. As far as the show, too, I want it to go on. Our coffee series, I think, will evolve and enhance and grow into more
Brunch.
Brunch. I was just going to say brunch. Yeah.
Brunch.
We won't seek it; it'll seek us. Meaning,
That's right.
They actually progress, and all of a sudden, James and I will be like, "Hey, we should do a thing on blank." Yeah, it's a great idea. Look at people are into it. So I think if you just let it flow and let it go, good things will happen. It's carried us. And again, I don't know, we're at a dozen episodes, 10, 11, 12, 13.
2 when we started, I'm just saying.
That's how long we've been recording this.
It feels like 9 this one.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Cool. I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
I think that's great, guys. I think we've kind of covered what we wanted to cover with this mashup.
I think we need to do it again in a month or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Maybe a quarter.
Let's get some feedback. Let's get some feedback from the crowd. Have people comment and subscribe and those things, and let us know what they want to see us talk about,
Yep.
or act like, or do something. Pick on, Joe, pick on Ted some more, something like that.
I was thinking that maybe we could do some like I don't know, maybe like some giveaway or something, like, based on, like, we have some type of
James can
contest
give
or
me his
something.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, sweet hat.
How about
You
this?
know,
How about this? Well, I'll give away 5 of these hats.
Okay.
Okay.
In the comments, I'll send you guys some.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's a start, right?
I
I'll
do
give away
too.
5 of the
Really like
hat
the hat.
Joe's wearing.
Yeah. How about that backpack behind you, Chad? I mean, that's nice.
That was
Yeah, we can
from,
get you on.
This was actually from one of our principals who I got a shout out. Awesome. Machine Builders of Wisconsin sent me this. They're one of our connections.
Awesome.
They're a phenomenal organization. This was a
It's not
great
the
Christmas
Home
present.
Shopping Network. Can you put the bag back?
Yeah.
I didn't even get one.
Thanks,
so
Vanna.
I guess I see where
Here's
I
one
rank.
from UPSCO.
We
You
gotta
guys are
we gotta
interested?
come up with something good. We
a
could
minute.
really use the branding manager, James.
Yeah.
I never get anything. I think all I do is give.
You got a
Never.
shirt.
It's reward. You get rewarded for that with fulfilling feelings.
You have a
It's-
shirt.
It's the
I
thought.
really do. I
Yeah.
really do.
All right, you goofballs.
All right, guys. Hey, this was great.
Yeah, great.
For Connections for Life, for Coffee with Jim and James, I think we had a great time here today. We look forward
did.
to hearing from the
Anybody-
viewers. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Anybody
guys have
anything?
parting
Anything?
shots?
Wait, don't let them go. Anything over
Nope.
there? Jim or James?
Ah,
It was fun, man. We appreciate you guys and what you're doing out there. Keep doing it. We'll do the same.
You too,
And
guys.
Yeah.
Please.
Any way we can help this industry, God bless it. And God bless you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, and
All
most
right.
importantly, guys, love you and cannot wait to see you soon in
Like
person.
in real life.
Yes.
agreed.
I'm excited.
Agreed.
All right.
All right. Have a good
Thank
one.
you,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks,
Stay
guys.
safe.